How's it going, guys? It's Cody and I'm back here again for another ranking the series video. No, I haven't done one of these in a really long time, and I'm actually surprised I haven't done a ranking video on this particular series. And the reason why is because, as you guys may know, Child's Play was the first horror film that I ever saw as a kid. You know, I saw it when I was 6 years old, and it was the first horror movie that just introduced me to horror, and it made me the horror fan that I am today. So I'm actually pretty surprised I've never done a video where I talked about the entire series and ranked them. I do want to get back into these ranking the series type videos, because there are other horror franchises I would like to rank. I also may redo some older ranking videos. I'm not going to redo all of them, but there are a few of them that I think I would like to redo, because my opinion on different films, on whether or not I like this film over the other, or whether I like this sequel more than the other, it always changes, and I always like to redo some videos just to see how my opinion on them has changed. But today, like I said, I'm going to be talking about the Child's Play series, one of my all-time favorite horror films. The first movie, like I said, was the first horror film that I ever saw. I was really young, like I said, 6 years old, and it's always been one of my all-time favorite films. And so the entire series means something to me, and I'm excited to go ahead and get started. So, I'm going to start off with my least favorite film in the franchise, and that one is definitely Seed of Chucky. Now, this is definitely the one that, it's way more of a horror comedy than it is a horror film. The Child's Play series has always had sort of a comedic element to them, but I think that Bride of Chucky and Seed of Chucky really took the comedy a bit too far, and Seed of Chucky did it way too much. Now, don't get me wrong, I think the movie's a fun movie. I enjoy it for what it is. There are a few funny moments, like, for instance, when they're trying to figure out if Glenn is a boy or a girl, and so they pull down his pants and they see that he doesn't have a penis, and so Chucky goes, "Oh, that's my boy, he just hasn't had his growth spurt yet." I thought that scene was hilarious. So there are moments in it that I really do enjoy, but as far as a full movie goes, it's definitely the weakest in the franchise. And after this film came out, the director, he wanted to go back and make Chucky scary again, and that's one reason why the remake, the idea for a remake was coming up, and he wanted to do that. He ended up doing Curse of Chucky, and that film sort of revived Chucky as a creepy character, as opposed to a sort of funny family man type character that he came off as in Seed of Chucky. Now, like I said, there are moments in it that I enjoy. It's a fun movie, but Seed of Chucky is definitely the weakest. Before I get into this, I would like to say I actually don't own copies of the last two Child's Play films. And the reason why is because I'm actually waiting to pick up the Chucky Blu-ray collection, which I hope to pick up this month. So I don't own any of the Chucky movies on Blu-ray. I own the first 4 on VHS though, and I also own the first one on DVD. I can't talk today, sorry. So I'm not going to be holding up anything for, my first 2 picks. Alright, so now the next one, now this one was kind of hard because I always enjoyed the first 4 films. I think they're all very solid movies. But after I saw Curse of Chucky, I've been up in the air on whether or not I like Curse of Chucky more than Bride of Chucky, or I like Bride more than Curse. And I can definitely say that I like Bride over Curse. So Curse of Chucky is my next pick. Now, like I said before, this is definitely the movie that the director wanted to do to bring back Chucky and make him a creepy character. And I really do think that Curse of Chucky is a generally creepy movie for the most part. There are moments in it that I'm really not a huge fan of, but as far as the whole movie goes, I really did enjoy it. I know that it's got a mixed opinion on fans. Some people really enjoy it, some people don't. I personally think that Curse of Chucky is one of the best films in the series, and I really do enjoy it. It's one of my favorite ones in the series now, and I really think that it's the movie that's gonna that sort of brought back Chucky and made him more of a creepier character, and I hope that continues on when the next film gets released. Alright, now the next movie in my ranking video is Bride of Chucky. Now, like I said, I was sort of going back and forth between whether or not I like this one more than Curse, or I liked Curse better than Bride. And I can honestly say, since I sort of grew up watching this one, I have nostalgia for this one. Now, this was, of course, the beginning of sort of the whole comedy horror, horror comedy aspect of the series. But I've always enjoyed this one. I like Jennifer Tilly as Tiffany. I thought she was a great, just a great, partner of Chucky. There's lots of really great kills in this one. Probably the best one is the waterbed scene when Tiffany throws up the bottle into the the mirror above the waterbed, and it comes down on the couple, and they all get cut up in the water and in the blood and everything. That's a great scene. There are, of course, comedic elements, like there's, of course, the sex scene, which is just such a weird scene to watch, but it's funny in a way. But I do think that Bride of Chucky is sort of like the last, it is sort of the last one where he was still kind of creepy, but at the same time, it was the beginning of him becoming, comedic. And then they brought that back with Curse of Chucky. So I do think that Bride of Chucky is a much better film than Seed of Chucky. And I don't think it's as, I think it's a better made film than Curse of Chucky, which is why I'm ranking it higher. And I also enjoy this one more. I know some people have their mixed opinions on this one, but I really enjoy it. Now the next one is one that I've already talked about in my underrated sequels video, Child's Play 3. Now this is definitely one that it's mixed with fans. I personally enjoy it. This one, you get Andy and he's going to a military camp, or a boot camp, and Chucky follows him. And since Chucky has a new body, he can go after another kid. So he goes after this young kid, Tyler, now. And this is sort of Andy being a teenager and, sort of trying to protect this young boy from Chucky once more. And there are, of course, a lot of, it's set in the military. I mean, it's set in boot camp, or whatever you'd like to call it. And so, there's, of course, a lot of scenes of, Andy, being bullied around by the lieutenants and things like that. And, of course, he's trying to, tell them about Chucky, and they don't believe him. There's some great kill scenes. One of the great ones is when the guy gets caught in the trash truck, I believe is what it is, and the big the thing crushes him. So yeah, Child's Play 3. It's definitely one that I think is mixed with fans, but I've always enjoyed it. And now here's my favorite sequel. As you guys can see from my t-shirt, Child's Play 2. This is definitely the best sequel in the entire series. This one still had sort of the feeling of the first film, but this is an absolutely great sequel. It's one of the best. I've even heard people say that this is their favorite. Since I grew up with the first one, that one will always be my favorite. But I really understand why people love this one. In this one, Andy, he's like in a foster home with this older girl, Kyle, and he's been taken away from his mother, who, in the third movie, he mentions that she's under psychiatric care. So of course, Chucky probably drove her insane. But in this one, you got the great scene of when Andy is being chased through the Good Guy doll factory, and all the dolls are everywhere. Like, that scene is awesome. So yeah, Child's Play 2 is definitely the best sequel in the series, and it's one of the best horror sequels, I think. And then, of course, we have the original Child's Play. I'm going to go ahead and show off. This is my childhood copy, and as you can see, it is all torn up and everything. I kept it because it's nostalgia for me. Every time I see this tape, it reminds me of all the times that I've watched this movie. But yeah, grew up watching this movie. Absolutely love it. So creepy the first time I saw it, especially the scenes before you realize that Chucky's alive, really. And, of course, Andy's aunt, what's her name? I can't remember her name right now. But Andy's aunt gets knocked out of the window. Maggie, that's her name. And she gets knocked out of the window, and, you don't see Chucky. You don't see him until about, when he finally escapes, in a good moment through the movie, which I really enjoy. I like how they don't show Chucky right away. You don't really know him. I even heard the director said that he kind of wanted to toy with the audience more and make them think that maybe it was Andy who was doing the killing. I think that the opening scene when Charles Lee Ray puts his soul into the doll kind of tells the audience that Chucky is a killer, so I don't know if that would have worked as well as he had wanted it to. But yeah, Absolutely love it. One of my all-time favorite horror films, and one of my favorite films in general as well. I have that copy, and then I got this from my aunt. This is the original VHS release. It is still sealed and is in amazing condition. Absolutely love that. Original artwork right there. I like the good guy doll. You know, the shoes right there. Very cool. And then I have Chucky's 20th birthday edition DVD, which is pretty cool. You know, I love, when it's a movie that I grew up watching, I always love watching special features and seeing how they made it. And they have a lot of great special features on this, you know, like, the birth of Chucky, creating the horde, Chucky building a nightmare featurette. There's also audio commentary with Alex Vincent, who played Andy, Catherine Hicks, who played, you know, his mom. It's just an all-around great, great DVD release. And like I said, I do plan on picking them all up on Blu-ray. I want to pick up the Chucky, the complete collection, and I may pick up the Scream Factory release of the original Child's Play eventually, but I'm really not sure. But anyway, guys, that is it. That is my ranking of the entire Child's Play series. Please let me know what you guys think about my opinion. You know, would you rank one, you know, differently from mine? Would you rank one higher than the other? Let me know down in the comments down below. Anyway, guys, thanks so much for watching. Thanks for subscribing. I've got a lot more horror-related videos coming up for you guys this month, so I hope you guys are excited. I know I am. Anyway, guys, thanks so much for watching. Thanks for subscribing, and I'll see you guys in the next video.